Welcome to the Happy Humanoids Perspective, where your beliefs are challenged, thoughts provoked, and where you may find your happy place whether you like it or not.
And here are your hosts, Edith and Miles. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Thank you, Homer. Welcome, everyone, to our podcast, episode number 59. My name is Miles Keever. I'm certifiable. I'm an Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator. I'm joined here by my lovely partner in crime.
Yeah, have we already made crime together in a past life? I wonder.
Probably.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Edith Paul, and I'm an Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator as well. There, I am in France right now, and Miles is in the US. So,
And beautiful Patty.
thank you, Internet. Yeah.
As they get any better.
Yeah. So tonight, our subject for tonight, our topic is.
Our topic for today and tonight.
Yeah.
It's living beyond the 10% life, or living beyond 10%. I really like this topic because it's something that I would really like to move beyond and get out of the 10% life. And so Gary talks a lot about the 10% and how we are functioning from the 10%. And from what I get from what he was talking about is that we are, when we create from the place of thoughts, feelings, and emotions, we're still functioning from 10%. We're functioning from this place that doesn't allow us to create something much greater than what is available. And I would really like to clear a lot of stuff for myself in this, and I'm sure maybe there's other people out there that function from 10%. And interesting that about the 10%, that is, it's like when we're kind of into the thoughts and feelings and emotions, it feels like it that we're at 100%. You know, it feels like that we're really alive and we're really like living our life. We're here and whatever. And I would say that we're 100% of the 10%, that we're not really creating our life beyond the 10%. It's just really functioning from this sort of capsulated trauma and drama life of limitation. And so we're going to talk about that today and maybe clear some cool stuff to have more of what we would like to have in our life.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, this 10%, the thing is with the 10% is that if your life, you are bored, your life is boring. If you live the same thing over and over again, it's because you live your life from the 10% as well. Mm-hmm. And this is the result of when you live your life from the thoughts, the feeling, the emotion. You know, when we say thoughts, it can be the decision you make, the judgment you have, the conclusion you have, and the computation you make into your life. You know, if I do this, there will be this, so I better choose this. Mm-hmm. All the conclusion you have, I concluded this is the way it is and this is the way it will always be. So that's a conclusion. So, and when you live this way, you will find out that your life is, you will become aware that your life is always the same. So if it's the case, you live your life from this 10%. Mm-hmm. So all the projection you have about you, about everything else, the expectation you have of you, and you try to fulfill this expectation, or is it fulfill that we say in English?
Yeah. Well, you're in France, you can say what you want.
So when you try to, this expectation, when you create separation, mm-hmm. you are in the 10% as well. And of course, I talk about the judgment and rejection as well. When you are in that kind of energy, of this kind of reality, we could say in this lifetime, it's because you are in the 10% as mm-hmm. well. And the thing is, when we are in the 10%, we feel human. We feel mm-hmm. that it's so real.
Yeah.
There's a context and there's a solidity. And we believe that because it's there, this is what life is. This is who we are. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, this is not who you are. This is when you go beyond this, which means when you allow yourself to be a space, an energy, a space, and a consciousness, but a space where there's no heaviness, when you are in light, when you live your life from lightness, not from heaviness. You know, how many times in your life when you have to make it, when you choose something, you're going to do the pros and the cons. What if it's about now, if you want to live beyond this 10%, is about follow the lightness, whatever is light for you. And it's about, okay, I don't want to go there now. So everywhere you try to create the best for you and of you through your thoughts, feeling, and emotion, and believe that you will one day you'll do it, and you have to struggle in order for you to create the best of you and the best of your life, or what you really desire in your life. Will you create and destroy it all times a godzillion?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pocket, all night shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, I have lived up to this point. I have been very clever and very economical and thrifty. And I think of like this idea of living in 10%, like living in a small box or a small perimeter, like something that's a small room, let's say. And the idea that the universe wants to contribute to us. The universe is there to fulfill our dreams if we ask for those, if we ask, or if we are open to that. And it's like if you have brothers or sisters, or you've ever played with someone, like someone trying to get into the room, and you're holding the door closed, and like the door's open, but you're still pressing, and there's like this battle, the resistance to the person that's pushing on the door. That's kind of what it is to live in the 10%. Like we can be so fixated on maintaining the safety of this room, the small room, that we're so much pressing against the door. Like it's like opening the door and the universe gets his foot stuck in the door. And what we do is like we like get a glimpse of that energy, of that expansion. And maybe what we do, or I've done in the past, is like stomp on that foot and try to close the door as quickly as possible. And then go back to sort of maintaining my story of why I can't do something. It's like walking around the room, defining the limitations, defining the walls, defining why that this is my reality. Okay, this wall is solid. You know, the roof is there. I'm on the ground. This is what I'm able to do within this small box. And that's the lie of the 10%. We believe that this is what exists. And it's like through our thoughts, feelings, emotions, like you were saying, Edith, that we keep that room intact and we keep it real, because it's when we can maintain that, then we can continue to move along, or move in circles maybe in this place of safety. It doesn't create, from this space, we can't really create a life that's grand or luxurious, or even something that is expansive. So everywhere that we're living in the tiny, tiny box of the 10%, and we're thinking that we can, our life purpose is to maintain and defend the perimeters of this tiny box, we destroy and uncreate all of that times a gazillion.
Right and wrong, good, bad, but fuck, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Oh, the thing is, sometimes we have great desires in our life, and we desire to go beyond all of that. And we cannot. It seems like we are stuck. Sometimes we feel. So it's about asking ourselves, one of the questions is, what is the contribution of me being in that space? Because we create our reality. We create whatever you are, the situation you live into your life right now, you created it. Maybe it's not fun. Maybe it's not what you desire in your life. But the thing is, that what you live right now, this is something that in this lifetime or somewhere in a past life, this is what you desired. This is what was the best for you. This is what was working for you at that time. From this level of consciousness that you were before, from the role you had in a past life, from whatever was your reality at that time. Sorry. So yeah, this is something that is that worked for you at a certain level. So it's sometimes it's not enough just to say, yeah, but I don't want this. I want something else. Sometimes you have to go deeper, and you have to ask questions to become aware of whatever is there. Because often people are going to get stuck there forever until they choose to go into that and to see whatever, to become aware of what is there. And thank you. We have these access tools, the clearing statement, where we can destroy and uncreate whatever is there. So everywhere you believe that if you have to fight, that you cannot go there because you're afraid that you're going to get stuck forever and ever for the eternity. And again, what is that? It's a thought, feeling, emotion. It's a conclusion you have about that. What if it's time for you to go there and to clear whatever is there, for you to allow yourself to free up, to allow yourself to choose whatever will create more for you.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that is will you create and destroy at all times of Godzillion.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all names, shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, I wonder, do you have something?
Yeah, can I add something here?
Yeah, of course.
And is it that, or is it that you prevent yourself from being who you truly be?
Mm-hmm.
Because it can be something from the past that was for you, as I said before, that was relevant for you, and it's still there in your energetic field. Or is it that you refrain yourself from being who you truly be,
Mm-hmm.
that keep you stuck? And again, that was probably in the past life or in this lifetime where you were aware that you could not be welcomed the way you were. And it's still there in your energy and you hold yourself back. Is it something like this? Or was it in a role that you had in the past life? Like if you had a religious role, you could not be all the energy that you were, this intensity that you were, that who you truly be. And it's still there in your, at the energetic level. So you have to clear all of that. So all these role, all the decision, judgment, conclusion, and computation you made about it's wrong to be you, and you cannot allow yourself to be who you truly be. And you made that decision, you know, you will never be able, and you will never allow yourself to be who you truly be from at that in this lifetime. And we know that a lifetime of an infinite being, it's eternal. So everywhere you chose this at the eternal level, and you will never allow yourself to be who you truly be, this intensity, this vitality, this joy, will you now create and destroy at all times of Godzillion.
Yes, right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all names, shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, I wonder is, what is it like the voices in your head, or what is it that that we're following when we are maintaining this place in the 10%? You know, just I wonder what it is that we've bought into, that we're listening to, that's creating or maintaining that. Like you were saying, Edith, we don't want to be seen. We don't want to be seen for who we are, or to express who we are in a way that is maybe not acceptable in this reality. And yeah, and I think we've all had those moments of being beyond that 10%. And Gary talks about he says like the 990%, because it's like if you put like 10% and 100%, like there's a limitation, and like you have this finite sort of description of what our capacities are. And he was saying that more the energy is like 990% and 10%. And you can't really classify that. It's like it's even 990%, it's still a finite description, but there's more, we're ever expanding and ever evolving. So this reference point from from 10% gives us some sort of a way to move forward with that and look at that. And where have you in the past felt that space of being beyond the 10% or being the 990%, being beyond the space where all things seem possible and there was no limitation? And I've done that several times in my life, and I was thinking about this today, and I was like, what was I doing, or how was I being in that space where I was creating that space for me? It's like, I want to think that, well, it's because I was able to figure things out, or I was able to follow some formula or whatever it was. And it really was none of that. I wasn't trying to figure things out. I wasn't trying to use my head. I wasn't trying to follow a formula or anything like that. It was just, what it came down to was, it was more about me following what I love to do, whether it was like, at the time, whether it was like, at one point I was doing a lot of yoga and doing some meditation, and I would have these moments where I would just go through my day and I would just have this clarity and this sort of walking orgasm, like my whole body was just like alive, and it's like it just woke up for that moment. And it was just amazing to me. It's like, and then I try to want to reverse engineer that. What did I do? And it wasn't anything that I was like thinking. It wasn't anything that I was doing necessarily. And that's happened quite a few times in my life. And one time was when I was at the access class with Dane did ESB, I think it was ESB or SOP taster. Anyway, I was in this space, and I think it's following, for me, it was following my knowing, following the things that gave me more lightness in my life. And those were the times when I can call back on that and see how this 990% moments were there. And it didn't last for, maybe it would last for 15 minutes, or maybe at some points 2 hours or something like that. But it was like enough of a glimpse to where I realized, okay, there's something more here that doesn't involve me trying to figure something out, or doesn't involve me trying to do the right thing or whatever. It was just more about following the lightness in my life and trusting that's where I'm going to find my joy. So everywhere that we think we have to figure it out and discover through books or classes or whatever, to find that space where we are contributing to the world and being in that space beyond the 10%, we destroy and uncreate all that times gazillion.
Yes, right and wrong, in bad, but all nine shorts, supposed and young. So how do we come out of that 10%? Mm-hmm. How do we live beyond this? Well, it's about asking questions. Mm-hmm. Because every time you ask question, and not question like, why do I live that kind of thing in my life? It's not about that. It's about a question that you don't have the answer. It's about a question that requires, that will create expansion. What would it take for me to live the life that I dream of? Or what would it take for me to have ease with that in my life? What would it take for me to be joy most of the day? Something like this. And everything that doesn't allow me this, I'm creating, destroy it all, of course, with the pocket and new pocket pot, all that. When you ask a question, you what is the word? You stimulate. It's not the word, but that's the word that comes for now. Activate. Thank you. You activate the quantum entanglement. And quantum entanglement, this is what contributes to your life depending on your whatever you hold yourself into. Mm-hmm. This is part of the universe. Well, that's my way to explain it. And when you ask a question, every time you ask a question, you create chaos in the universe. And when you want things to be different, it's from chaos. And we talk about chaos in the past. It's not about destruction. It's not about havoc. It's more about possibilities. Chaos, it's more about possibilities. If you want to create miracles in your life, you will do this through chaos. You will allow this. It's not something you do. It's about allowing. It's about asking questions like, what energy, space, and consciousness can I be for this to be to create this? It's about, and if you want something to shift in your life, there's something at the being level that you have to shift to. Because if you have right now the life that you have, it's because you hold yourself in an energy that creates this. So if you desire to shift something in your life, if you desire something different, there is something that you will have to let go energetically. And if we take the example of a person who is has money problem, and they hold themselves back, or they are very stressful about that. And when these person live their life from the 10%, it's about, I have to make money because otherwise I won't, they have that kind of cycle. I'm stressed because I don't have the money, and I don't have the money because I'm stressed. So they keep themselves in the loop. And when they do this, they are in the 10%. And guess what? They're gonna always live the same thing over and over again, because energetically, they keep this in place. They believe that this is what is real for them. And they believe the stress. They believe the fear. They believe the lack of money. So they believe that. And if you desire to change this, I take the money thing because a lot of people have that kind of live that kind of situation in their life. And you have here, if you desire something else, you will have to choose to come out of this cycle. Like the cycle is there energetically, you have to come out of it and create a distance between you and all this reality that you're in, and all this energy, this stress, this contraction, and the fear that you have, and beginning by saying, it's not who I really am. All these energy that are there, this is not who I am. And would an infinite being choose to be stressful, choose to be contracted, choose to be afraid? No. So it's something that you created. It's something that you live from the thoughts, feeling, emotion of this reality. And you will tell me, easy for you to say that, you don't live my life. Yeah, I get that. And if you really desire to come out of this, you have to practice this at the energetic level. What do you have to lose if you lose this? What will you lose if you lose the contraction, if you lose the stress, and if you lose, I don't remember what I said, the fear? What will you lose if you let it go? You will feel, I think, a little bit better. And what if it's a place where you can receive more? Where you can, because when you are in distress, when you are contracted, when you are fearful, can you receive awareness? Just a bit, just a little drop at the time. So if you have the choice between having less money or no money, and being stressful, fearful, and I don't remember, contracted, or being at ease with that, which one would you prefer? So how do you want to live this? And what if by allowing yourself to come out of all this stress, this fear, and this contraction, this is where you could allow yourself to receive so much more from the universe, and to receive you more. That's the thing too. So it's about here choice, choosing. If you want to live your life beyond the 10% life, it's about choosing. And if you get yourself caught in all these emotions that you are stuck in, it's about, I'm not this. So everywhere I believe that I was that. Or one of the tool of access is you say the like, I am stuck. I think I am I'm afraid to not have enough money. I'm afraid to not have money. I'm afraid to not have enough money. You repeat it 3 times, and then you say all the SHQ, implants and explant, maintaining this in place. Right and wrong, about will you now uncreate, destroy them all. Right and wrong, about pot, puck, all 9 shorts, pause and beyond. So if you want to live your life beyond the 10%, you have to live your life beyond the thoughts, the feeling, and emotion that you hold yourself into. Because otherwise, if you identify yourself and if you get in this and you wait for something outside to come in for you to feel better, it won't work. It won't work. It's about you choosing to be different, choosing to change this internal dynamic, energetic dynamic that you're in, and that will allow you to begin to create a life that is beyond this 10%, and asking questions and following the likeness of all that. So everywhere you believe that your thoughts, your feeling, your emotion, the contraction, and the intensity of all your emotion were real, were true, and you could not come out of it. And everywhere you incarcerated into this, well, you now create and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and puck, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And if you are stuck in that cycle of not creating your life and being in that space of 10%, chances are that you're probably not very happy either, not having a lot of fun. And one way to begin to shift that energy is, Gary had suggested, to take 1 hour a day and do something that you like. So something that doesn't involve necessarily making money, or maybe doesn't involve spending money if money is the issue. Just something that you'd like to do. You know, if it's reading or going for a walk or playing some game or whatever that is, doing that for 1 hour a day. And you can even write your list, just do a whole lot of things about what it is that you like to do in your life, and have that handy, and then just see every day what would be fun for you. And then take 1 day a week and do those things that you like to do. It doesn't necessarily mean that you give up everything else, but you can still, say the majority of your day, do what you like to do. Give yourself that space of having fun and enjoyment. And that's going to create more expansion and more possibilities. And fun will be more into your reality. And money follows joy. So that's just another way to create that. And it's not just money, it's just whatever else in your life. If you're more enjoying your life, people will want to be around you. You'll attract more things to you. You'll be more in the space of receiving. It's like when we're so focused in our head and trying to like just not having any fun, it's like there's this sort of a perimeter that comes up that just blocks off the receiving. So everywhere that you're not willing to give yourself 1 hour a day or 1 day a week to create the joy that you truly desire to have, will you destroy and uncreate all of that times a godzillion?
Yes, right and wrong, good, bad, pot, puck, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, and as a humanoid, if you don't have 5 to 10 projects at the same time, you will sabotage you and your life. So what is it? What else can you add to your life? If you want to live beyond this 10%, it's about always have at least 5 to 10 projects in your life. And because otherwise you will sabotaging. How do we say? Sabotage, yeah. You will sabotaging yourself. So, and at the beginning when I heard that in Access, I was like, oh my God, I'm not sure I am humanoid, because I have to do one thing and I have to finish it before I do something else. Until one day I realized I had like 5 to 6 things to do, and I realized that my energy shifted, and I was so much alive. When I had a lot to do, and when I don't have a lot, it seems like my energy just lowers. And this is where I become grumpy and I become unhappy. And yeah, what if you need to have more? And if you think you have too much, add some. You don't have enough. And now I get it. I get it if you think because the more we have, the more there's something that shifts in us. Well, that's what has been created in me. So yeah, and if you as I said before, if you want, there's an analogy about Steve Jobs. What he said, if you want to create your life, it's not about connecting the dots of the future. You do this when you look at your past, and this is where you connect your dots. It's how many times do you try when you make a choice for the future? You have to know everything, and everything must align with something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not there that it has, you have to look at this, it's in the past. And this is where you get, oh my God, this is why I did this. Oh, look at this and all that. For the future, what you have to do if you want to create your future, you have to ask questions and follow the lightness, whatever is light for you. Why light? Because this is part of the life of an infinite being. An infinite being functions from lightness. And if you want a different life, guess what? You will have to make other choices, different choices. And these choices can be uncomfortable. Hey, you want something different. Do you think it's going to be comfortable? No. Sometimes it won't be comfortable. And it's about asking questions about that. Okay, is it time for me to make that choice? Is it time, if I choose this, what will my life be in 5 years? If I don't choose this now, what will my life be in 5 years? And it's about developing this muscle of trusting your perceiving. You're going to perceive energy. And at the beginning, we believe, oh, am I imagining all of that? Or is it really true? Imagining? Am I imagining all of that? Or is it really true? Well, if it's there, I invite you to play with this and, hey, I'm going to try it. If it's there, I'm going to do it and see if it's light. So, yeah, I invite you to open up this capacity that you have, this energetic capacity, invisible capacity that have always been there, because this is your treasure. This is what will help you. This is the guidance that will help you to live your life beyond this 10%. Because in this 10%, what is our guidance? Those are our thoughts, feeling, and emotion. If you want to live beyond this, your guidance will be the energy, will be to receive the awareness of something, the whispers of the universe, the whispers of consciousness. It will be for you to allow yourself to live your life at a different level. It will be to, as we said before, ask question and choosing likeness. This is made with your perception. And when it's light for you, it's because when you receive at the same time the energy of lightness. So yeah, because an infinite being functions from the knowing, the being, the perceiving, and the receiving. So when you ask question, you receive the energy of what this question will create in your life. You perceive the energy. And the knowing is, well, it's all together. When you perceive something, the knowing is there too. And when you ask the question, if I choose this, what will my life be in 5 years? And if I don't choose this, and you receive the whisper of consciousness through this, well, you are simultaneously all these at the same time. The know, be, perceive, and receive of the infinite being that you truly be. So those are your guidance to live your life beyond this 10%. So everywhere you prevent yourself, you lock yourself, or you put a barrier between you and your energetic capacities of knowing, being, perceiving, and receiving, that prevents you to have total ease with yourself and with your life and the infinite being that you truly be, will you now create and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and bucket, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Well, I think that's our show for today. Anything else you want to add before we sign off?
Yeah, you do this live beyond this 10% life. It's about doing it at every 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The more you're going to ask questions about everything in your life and proceed and following the likeness, well, the more you're going to create this life with total ease, and the more you will become more at ease with who you truly be. So, yeah.
Cool. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you not next week, but the following week. I think you're going to be traveling next week.
I'll
So
be traveling next week.
in 2 weeks. Thanks for joining us. See you again next time. Whoops. I think I just had a call there.
You just cut it off.
Thanks for listening, and please give us a honk of support by subscribing, commenting, and sharing the show with your friends. Or, if you didn't like the show, please share it with your enemies.